Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com. Once again, BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of BellyUpSports. We're going to start things off with PSG, their newest member of their ownership group, which I believe has an affiliate. There's an American group that came in and bought a percentage of what the Qataris have on PSG already. But one of those names include Kevin Durant. He has purchased a minority stake of PSG. They said the fee is undisclosed. Mind you, the current club value of PSG is like 4.25 euros, at least last time I checked. So it is, huge one. This isn't the first football team that Kevin Durant owns. He also owns the Philadelphia Union and Gotham FC. Only one of them has gotten him a trophy. So
figure that one out if you guys want to.
And hopefully he should be getting another trophy because obviously with PSG and all the money.
There's definitely a trophy coming.
Should be.
I was say if they don't get a trophy in Serie A, well,
in Ligue 1.
Ligue 1. That's there's a problem. They're not getting one in the Champions League, so yeah.
Maybe that's what he wanted. He's just like, I need a trophy, man. Like, I'm not getting it from the Suns.
Here's a wild thing. So the team, worth 4 point whatever billion, 12.5% of that is $562 million or $562.5 million, which is what Arctos, who's a group that Kevin Durant bought in with, bought. So his portion is some portion of that $562.5 million, which is a wild number for a basketball player who's still playing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously partnership deals. I'm sure he does his own. I don't know what the hell these guys do with their money, to be honest. What happened to I'm glad we're beyond that, but there's a whole documentary series about professional athletes and just being terrible with their money, that they're now like broke as hell, having to do like guest appearances at some ridiculous locations, and like now all these guys are like very like financially savvy, or investing in stocks, and buying, making their money work for them. Shark Tank has really done wonders, is all I'm saying, because
Mark Cuban doing stuff in and out of the NBA arena for NBA players.
They all want to be Mr. Wonderful now, so it's just like, Jesus Christ. But like, don't get this like, don't take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, yes, a stake of PSG seems exciting in some sense, but that doesn't mean Kevin Durant necessarily has a say on how things happen with the club. Yeah. If anything, they're definitely gonna use him for promotional. Same thing as a James Harden with the Houston Dynamo. They're gonna use their name to push people to like, hey, look who we got on. You might see him at the stadium one day, kind of thing.
Or LeBron in Liverpool, or
check him out in this jersey.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's what they do to LeBron, right? Now that they're Nike's the jersey sponsor for Liverpool, now they have the LBJ line of just like of streetwear to wear. That's like a LeBron themed Liverpool stuff. I mean, obviously the Liverpool 9s for LeBron shoes were one of the bigger LeBrons that came out that edition. So yeah, there's so many ways you can get KD influence in there. Obviously, his partnership with Nike plays a little bit of part in this as well. PSG being a Nike Jordan brand, it plays a little bit into that as well. But yeah, it is interesting to see what these guys are able to do with their money, and make it work. I'm always shocked every time, but it's cool. But like also, yeah, we'll see. KD's never been a big PR guy, so yeah. It is one of those weird things where now you have a guy who's really not into being in front of cameras that often. In front of a camera, he's not like a JJ Watt. He's not a LeBron. He's not James Harden, even for that matter. He is definitely a step back from those guys as far as his public persona goes. So while it's cool, I guess he just wanted to complete his domination over the country of France, I guess, is really what this is.
Yeah, right. Like you just win you beat France to get the gold medal in the Olympics, and then you buy buy a stake of PSG
Yeah.
for the
You know
hell
what I'm
of
going
it.
to do? I'm going to rip your heart out at the Olympics, and then I'm going to rip your heart out by owning your favorite football team.
Imagine if he like the pictures that he has like holding the PSG jersey, and he just has like the medal.
Oh, please let that be the case. KD, if you're watching this, please do it. Like we already know you have burners, so you can just, keep that same mentality that you use in your burner accounts to make this troll job actually happen.
Yeah, that's it. That's gonna be insane. So at least there's still a world champion in some sense in PSG. Um, just not in football. Uh, the other owner that's coming in as well has been Drake saving Venezia. If you guys didn't know, Venezia was actually on the cusp of bankruptcy. Needed to somehow find a way to raise 40 million. Uh, good God. Um, and people say Barcelona was down bad. But this, obviously we obviously heard the tragic story that Bordeaux is that actually did have to file for bankruptcy, and now Bordeaux is no more. Um, so it happens, and I think now that it's become this huge arms race, in top flight football now that it is starting to become a lot harder to keep these teams afloat. But Nike comes in. Well, so Venezia had struggles trying to get their deal done with Kappa. Kappa actually ends up pulling, and then Nike comes into play because of Drake's influence. Because funny, we're nonstop Nike talk. Drake's brand Nocta will be replacing Kappa for Venezia's kits. I don't know if they've released them or not yet, but yes. So Drake, Venezia, which is it's important to have Venezia because they just got promoted into the Serie A. Obviously, speaking of Americans that Kelcey mentioned, you do have Gianluca Busio, you have Tanner Tessman. I believe there's another American over there. I just don't remember off the top of my head. But you know, and then plus, like I said, Venezia, they're just we're talking about the city of Venice. It's a beautiful city, very fashion driven, at least the look of Venezia. Like it's a very their badge to me is like very it makes me think of high class. If it's funny if you mentioned for a team that just got promoted from the second division. But yeah, like I mean, it's crazy to think that this team was on the cusp of bankruptcy. Almost probably was going to be not in the Serie A this year, and thanks to Drake, who, speaking of interesting summers, um, you know, uh, saves face. And I will say this, it would be kind of funny if like when they go play an opposing team and they just start playing some Kendrick Lamar in the opposing stadium. Um just pointing that out. Just thought it'd be kind of funny to hear that. But yeah.
I'm not against it. But yeah, no, this is a smart move from Drake and Nike. Obviously, their sub brand Nocta is the branch that Drake owns, which is the sponsor of this. Which if nobody pays attention to Nocta, I don't blame you because a lot of people don't pay attention to necessarily the streetwear fashion brands every day. But if you do, Nocta has become a big name in those Nike brand deals you see a lot of that you see. Obviously, Off-White is one that it was just Nike as a whole, but Nocta itself has its own sub brand that they do a lot of stuff with. So this is a smart move from Drake and Nocta and Nike getting involved in this because this is one that you can, as you mentioned, you can play into the cultural and awareness of what Venice is. I mean, we talk about some of the great historical sites that is Venice, St. Peter's Basilica, things like that are all there. And now you get to play on that with Drake, which we've talked about their jerseys before on when we did our jerseys recaps in previous years, that Venezia has those type of jerseys that are really kind of cool. Obviously they were one that had to change their jersey from the green color because they had too much green when Serie A decided to like cut that out, and I was like, okay, whatever. But This is one that for Nocta is a huge deal that they can kind of turn this into their own brand, like what Jordan does with PSG or what Nike does with Liverpool, Chelsea, what they used to do with Man United, what they used to do with some of the bigger teams out there, what they do with Barcelona, where that's their brand, that's their team that's out there in front of everybody. They can have a lot of fun with this. There's great colors there that plays with everything you see Drake do. It's a lot of gold, a lot of black, a lot of oranges, a lot of green accents. So Drake will have a whole lot of fun with that. But yeah, definitely a save face situation for him. But you know what? It's a good story for fans of Venezia, and they can have a great season hopefully and stay in the Serie A. Because I think there's talent there, but if your team goes into bankruptcy or whatever their version of it is in Europe, similar to what we saw with Rangers, it's detrimental to the future of a team. Portsmouth being one of those teams as well a few years back. So it's a huge move, but it's one that it's beneficial for all. I see that. I don't see there's a drawback for anybody here because the city gets happy, the fans get happy, and Nike and Drake are probably going to make a whole lot of money from this. So I don't think anybody's going to complain when this one's all said and done.
Yeah, I totally agree on that one. All right, so new faces in ownership groups. I'm sure I feel like we're going to just see more and more, not just basketball players, but NFL stars. MLB is very quiet. I think it's just because they suck as like marketing goes. But
yeah,
but
now there are Aaron Judge and a few other players do own partial ownership of like sports groups, but they do also like while they're playing, they can't do a lot of the same deals that NBA allows and NFL allows.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe one day we'll see CJ Stroud by some team, and some team in England, maybe Arsenal. Hopefully, I don't know,
or maybe the Dynamo.
Yeah, that would be great. I wouldn't be against that either. Which we now have Tim Howard, so that's cool. So
yes, that is very cool. Actually,
I was like,
that's really? Hall of Famer Tim Howard.
Really? That's literally my reaction when I was like, I don't see the connection to Houston, but I'm not complaining. But I was just like, that's a random pick, but all right. I mean, dude started with the Metro Stars, went to played for Colorado for quite before he retired. And he's just like, you know what? I like Houston's vibe. That's literally what he said in the press conference. And so I was just like, I'm not mad at it. I like his pick. So
it's the most Tim Howard thing to do. He just likes the vibe. He's like, I'm going to get involved. He went from Memphis to Houston. So, must be something about the barbecue.
Has to be.